Schaefer, the freshman, fastball going to stay low 90s, 92 to 94. He's got a true curveball and a really good changeup.
Tennessee starters have been so dominant in this series. A.J. Causey, 7 innings, just 1 run. Drew Beam, 6 innings and 1 run. Only 4 arms for the Volunteers have thrown all weekend, so expect to see a lot of action from this Tennessee bullpen. Derek Schaefer will start us off. He's got a Falcons order looking to get things rolling. Just 6 hits on the weekend, but a pair of home runs. They do that pretty well, 12 on the season.
DJ Newman hitting a solo shot yesterday to start off the game. He's now in the 2 slot today. Yesterday he was leadoff.
A few adjustments for Kyle Halleck here in game 3. And Archer will sky one right over to Amick at third. Under the bright sun here in East Tennessee, he's got it. Amick all smiles as he's in charge of that hot corner. Reese Chapman gets the start. He'll be out in right field. Kavares Tears, who's had a good defensive week, slides over to center.
It's great when you win the series early, allowing other players to come in and get some experience in different positions.
Infield completely the same for Tony Vitello from yesterday. Cannon Peebles back-to-back games behind the dish.
Now up to the plate, DJ Newman, the most dangerous hitter in this Falcons lineup. Like I previously said, hit a solo shot yesterday. Also started the game pitching on Friday. Started out well, but Tennessee offense turned things on and eventually knocked him out.
That 1-1 had Newman's all out of sorts. We've seen a lot from DJ Newman. You mentioned at the Friday start, 2-way stud. Freshman pitcher of the year in the MAC last season, first team all offense. 375 hitter with 3 home runs on the year. That home run, his only hit on the weekend. He'll try to start the Falcons off right here in this Sunday finale. Half swing, did he go around? He's clear. Signal given from Matthew Bates down the line.
Nice pitch by Schaefer, but Newman does hold up there. Not a swing in my opinion.
Counts 3-2. Chopper right back to Amick. Busy start for the third baseman. And he makes both plays here in inning number 1.
Easy play by Amick. Nice hustle down the line by DJ Newman. But that'll be out number 2 for the Volunteers.
Yeah, so far so good from Schaefer. Standout from Cactus Shadows High School in Arizona, one of the top arms out of the state. And has looked poised for a big role. There's a lot of first-year arms that Tony Vitello is going to have in the mix all season long. Again, this pitching staff, and with the loss of A.J. Russell this weekend, no Chris Stamos. He picked up a slight injury Tuesday in their midweek, so a lot of innings up for grabs. These freshmen certainly could take advantage, and a big opportunity for Schaefer to get the ball on the weekend.
Definitely. I've seen quite a few freshmen in the bullpen for Tennessee who have come out and had a great start.
Last outing for Schaefer, an inning, scoreless without a hit, and had a strikeout against UAlbany last Sunday. This is his second career start. Got one in the midweeks against UNC Asheville. Pitched 3 innings, allowed 1 run, 3 strikeouts. That 2-0 ripped over to Blake Burke. He's got it. Slight hop is all he needed. And it's a 1-2-3 frame for.
Considered letting him take the week off since they are going into conference play next weekend, but here he is, ready to go.
Yeah, they said we're going to feel out the first 2 days. Series has developed. Falcons looking to try to steal one on this final day. And he's got one of the hotter lineups around the country. Tony Vitello does not touch that top half of the lineup, and why would he? Blake Burke, Billy Amick, they've combined for 10 hits and 6 home runs.
Those 4, Christian Moore, Burke, Amick, and Tears, so incredibly dangerous. Every single one of them has home run power potential. And when they aren't hitting home runs, I mean, there's a good chance that they're going to get a base hit no matter what.
8 home runs as a team here on this weekend, 25 now on the season. That's second in the SEC. And they haven't been wall scrapers. We've seen some bombs. Yesterday in the bottom of the first, it was Christian Moore and Blake Burke that went back-to-back to start things off. It's been consistent. Tennessee had a couple of games against UAlbany last weekend where they relied on the big inning, and although that's great, this weekend it feels like every inning.
It really does. Home run derby feelings is what I'm getting from it all. It's just like they're trying to outdo each other. It's going to be difficult to outdo that home run that Blake Burke hit last night, though, the one that went over the parking lot, in my opinion. I'm not even sure if it's landed yet.
It was 2 for Blake Burke yesterday. He's in the 2 spot in the lineup once more. Christian Moore, the leadoff man. And off the bottom of the first yesterday with the solo shot to left. He's 2 for 8 on the series. "24 hits as a team for Tennessee. 11 runs on Friday, 12 on Saturday. Again, a pair of run rule victories.
Christian Moore taking some big hacks right here. He can get barrel to ball. He's got so much power behind his swing.
.375 hitter at the plate so far through 11 games. Started the season hovering around the middle of the order, but last week Tony Vitello has liked him in the leadoff spot.
It's pretty cool when you can have someone who can hit in the middle of the lineup, someone who can hit for power, and then they're so consistent at getting on base, you're able to move them to leadoff.
Moore, Clemson Regional MVP, went 7 for 10 against the Tigers. Was huge in the postseason.
Deck out in left field.
3-2, the off speed. Calvin Mitchell. Great start with the punch out.
Now batting the first baseman,
Great way to start this inning for the Falcons. Calvin Mitchell, beautiful off-speed pitch. Gets more off time.
You're a starter for the Falcons this weekend. It hasn't been a lot of time to settle in. The Volunteers have hit first inning home runs in game 1 and in game 2. You immediately have to face some of the hottest hitters, not just in the conference, maybe the nation. Blake Burke and Billy Amick, what they've been able to do first 2 days of this series is pretty ridiculous. 10 of 13 at the plate.
I mean, yeah, those stats are outstanding, and Blake Burke being one of the hottest hitters, like you said, in the nation right now. You have to be really concise as a pitcher here. Make sure that you're sticking to your plan and hitting your spots.
Burke 2 home runs yesterday. Both towered over the right field wall. Had one into left field on Friday. 4 home runs on the year, 8 RBIs, hitting .350. Feeling is he's really settled in as well. Just went 3 of 15 opening weekend. Has found that groove. At 3-1, rocketed over to shortstop. Caught on a line by Seidel.
Not a bad hit by Burke, just straight to Seidel.
number 11, Billy Amick.
A liner right to the shortstop, and he makes the catch.
And a bit of a respect to Blake Burke is last year teams would be in the shifts all the way to the right side as possible, but that time it was a slight shift. Starting to respect Burke's ability to hit it opposite way.
Both these hitters, Blake Burke and Billy Amick, can hit home runs oppo, can pull. They're so versatile. Makes them really hard to pitch to.
First at bat on this Sunday for Billy Amick. 5 for 5 weekend. They have not got him out yet.
That's really hard to do. Go 5 for 5 on a weekend. But we've seen it.
He's up that home run count to now 7 on the year. That puts him at the top with Charlie Condon among SEC leaders so far. Certainly making a case here as we are about to wrap up weekend 3. One of the top guys in this conference at the plate. 3-2, right up the middle. Amick has his 6th hit on the weekend. A 2-out single.
Have a weekend, Billy Amick. He's so hot right now, and he cannot cool off. And he hits that off the end of the bat, still with so much punch behind it, able to line it out to center field for that single. We saw quite a few 2-out rallies this weekend from the Tennessee Volunteers. Now Kavaris Tears up to the plate.
And Tennessee opened this game up yesterday with 2 outs. Really good with runners in scoring position as well. It was that 6th inning, put up 7 runs and 5 hits, all with 2 outs. First AB for Kavaris Tears, 1 on and 2 down. Average sitting at .424 to start the year. He has been really good. Every single facet of his game has developed. This was a catch he made on Friday. Helped keep the Falcons off the hit column for what would have been a 2nd time. A little web gym to start the weekend.
Offensively and defensively, this Tennessee team just outstanding.
That's a rocket into right. Gets off the glove of Silva. Amick's going to get the 3rd.
Looks like this may be the start of another 2-out rally.
Now batting the catcher, number 5,
Tears pulls this ball. It's hit really hard, able to advance Amick to 3rd.
Yeah, no chance for Silva at 2nd. That ball was flying off the bat. Back-to-back 2-out singles for Tennessee. Sets up Cannon Peebles. An RBI chance to give Tennessee an early advantage. Off speed, Peebles, good rip to right. It's gonna get down and roll all the way to the wall. Amick scores. Tears will hold up, but the Volunteers strike again in the 1st.
I love the little dance that they do at second base every time they hit a double, but this beautiful hit absolutely rocketed to right center field.
Number 8, Dylan Riley.
Peebles has a big-time bat. Got him out of the portal from NC State. Hasn't necessarily got it going, but 2 for 4 yesterday, an RBI double, and now a double to start the day on Sunday. It's all Tennessee needs is another power bat to get going. That ball skips away. Here comes Tears. 2 runs early for Tennessee.
Tennessee piling on the pressure. This pitch low, skips off the turf. We've seen McKenzie struggle a little bit behind the plate this entire weekend, trying to block on this turf. He's not used to it, the way the ball skips off. It's got a little bit more bounce to it.
We saw that a few times yesterday with Cooper McKenzie back behind the dish. Tennessee not afraid to make that move home, but the ball skipping away. Kavaris Tears able to score. Cannon Peebles the third. Now Dylan Dreiling, RBI chance still. Thought about it. Appeal down, he did go around. Tyler Simpson says yes. Sophomore Dreiling, 295 average last year, sitting at 303 in 33 at-bats so far. Really good pinch hit at-bat in yesterday's win, 2 RBIs.
Coach Vitello spoke to how awesome it is to have such depth.
Ripped down the line, one hop over the wall, ground rule double, will score another.
This offense just continuously passing the bat, another 2-out rally, scoring 3 in the bottom of the first. Another ball pulled down the right field.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 16, Dalton Fargo.
That is 4 straight 2-out hits for Tennessee. Calvin Mitchell able to sit the first 2 down, but Tennessee has piled it on now, and now another ball gets away from McKenzie. You just can't leave anything over the heart of the plate for this Volunteer team. They're going to capitalize. You can't have too many balls escape you. They'll be ready to run.
Great heads-up base running, aggressive base running that we're seeing from the Volunteers. Always ready to take that extra base, try to get one more. And it looks like they are going to review something potentially. It does look like it potentially clips that front foot, just barely scrapes it.
Yeah, it does look like maybe it altered its path a bit. Good eye over there. Put another on for Tennessee. Calvin Mitchell. They're going to say no hit by pitch. So
interesting.
It feels still like a win-win for Tennessee. It's either guy on third or 2 on with the lead runner at second.
Either way, you still have a runner in scoring position, so I don't think it changes anything too much. And Dalton Bargo has had a pretty decent weekend at the plate himself.
Back-to-back starts for Bargo in this Tennessee lineup. 1 for 4, a double, and 2 RBIs on the series. 350 hitter on the year so far. That 2-0 over to right field. It drops in. Another 2-out base hit for Tennessee. They're piling it on in the early inning.
Tennessee starting things off big this entire series. Yes, we've seen the run rule, but it's been chipping away every single inning, scoring 2-3 runs. Now Tennessee with 4 already in the bottom of the first.
Dean Curley will try to keep it moving. 4-run first. 5 hits, all with 2 outs. Tennessee got off to a good start. 2 home runs to start the first, but Saturday starter for Bowling Green, Nick Good, was able to bounce back with a trio of strikeouts to get out of the inning. Didn't let it spiral too much, but Calvin Mitchell is having difficulties finding that final out.
Keep going, buddy. Keep going. We're not done yet.
Yesterday, I think that was the first time I had ever seen 2 back-to-back leadoff home runs to start off the game.
On the move is Dalton Bargo. He has swiped second.
I think this is going to be a huge facet of Tennessee's game this year, is that aggressive base running. Seen several stolen bases so far.
Dean Curley standing in his first at bat. Talented freshman has started all 3 games now at shortstop. 1 for 5. That one was a home run on Friday.
He was questionable coming on to the weekend, though, after getting hit in the helmet. He's got a black eye. They weren't sure if they were going to go with him, but
early able vision like this. I don't think Mitchell's going to have much time left here in the first. Kyle Halleck marches out.
this is where the mental game really comes into play. Are you able, when things are spiraling, when you start to go from your green light to your yellow light to then that red light, able to come back? You've got to have a consistent routine. You've got to have a good support system. You've got to be able to stay external and not go internal. That's what separates good from great pitchers.
Landon Williman is getting loose in the pen. That's one of their top relievers that they really rely on. And if he is called upon early, they're really going to need him to step up. Obviously 2/3 of a frame for your chance to breathe for the Bowling Green starter. As he has the 9-hole hitter, Reese Chapman. He will have faced every ball in the first. Change at the bottom of the order for Tony Vitello gives the sophomore Chapman his 3rd start of the year. Colorado native.
Vitello said when you win the series early, you're able to have a little bit of fun on Sunday, get people in spots that they normally wouldn't be in, as well as get people some experience.
In one of those situations, your goal is obviously to win the series, and when you do, play around with a couple of different things, but obviously Tennessee still eyeing a sweep. We're off to a good start, clearly. And now with the cushion, you can really see Tony Vitello give a lot of guys opportunities in this one if they continue.
And that's what you want early on in the season. You want to get guys as many opportunities as possible.
Chapman's first AB goes down swinging, and Mitchell finally able to end the inning. It's 4 runs, all with 2 outs for Tennessee.
Too upset with their performance, even though the scoreboard really doesn't reflect it.
Entering this series, Bowling Green had 48 runs in the first 6 games, about 8 per game. So this is really the first weekend where their offense has been pretty much neutralized. It was their most runs in the first 6 games since '05, but obviously Tennessee starters have just given them a huge fit. Pair of solo home runs, only run support on the weekend.
Coach Halleck wanting to get his team some really good experience at the beginning of the year, trying to prepare them for conference play, and the best way to do that is to play teams that are better than you early in the year, and it exposes your weaknesses, able to see what you need to work on moving forward.
Yeah, this is a Tennessee pitching staff. They haven't seen velocities like this yet. Did a good job handling MTSU and Memphis, but seeing a bit more stuff from this Tennessee arsenal. Good off speed there from Schaefer as the freshman stays on for a 2nd inning. Kinsey fouls it off and will battle with Schaefer on the 3-2. Again, expectation for Tennessee is we're going to see a lot of different pitchers on this Sunday, almost like a bullpen, almost like a midweek.
How you doing?
Had a 1-hitter Friday. And Drew Beeman, AJ Causey, fantastic. Schaefer just misses. That's just the 3rd walk administered from a Tennessee arm this week.
Close miss by Schaefer. Maybe just a ball off the plate.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 40, Caden Parker.
It's a close one. I mean, potentially maybe a little high in the zone as well. I don't know.
Schaefer does not get the favorable home call, and now Caden Parker will put one down the line into the wall. It's going to be 2 Falcons aboard to start the inning, both in scoring position.
This pitch pulled down left field line by Parker. Stand-up double, runners in scoring position now for the Falcons, and the fight that you're seeing right here is something that Coach Halleck really treasures from this team.
Leighton Banjoff, big RBI chance. Bowling Green gives up 4 half an inning ago. Offense will look to chip away. Coach Halleck says they've got a lot of mental toughness. They were down 10-0 last Saturday to Memphis, ended up storming all the way back. Did go around on this swing, so the count's 0-2.
He did go and break the wrist a little bit.
Banjoff deep center. Tears has it. It will be enough to score. McKenzie tagging up for third, so the Falcons on the board.
Coach Halleck said human nature tells you to fold, and that's not who this team is, and that's not what they do. They don't fold. When the going gets tough, they continue to fight. Going back to that mental toughness piece, he said that recruiting, he recruits kids who win. He recruits kids who are from winning programs, winning travel ball organizations. He said they want to recruit from families that talk about how to help the team win, whatever they can do. They want like-minded players.
This inning got started with the walk from Cooper McKenzie, who scored on that sacrifice fly. The team has been very disciplined, 40 walks coming into this weekend. Tennessee Arms, they haven't missed their spots too often. The Falcons are testing the freshman arm. That 2-1 misses upstairs. First base is open. Cannon Peebles out to have a word with the freshman. Again, making his first start on the weekend, his second start in his first year. 1-2-3 inning in the first, but here the first adversity he's dealing with.
This is great experience for Schaefer. He's learning a lot right now. I'm sure Cannon Peebles out there just trying to talk him through his routine, calm him down a little bit.
Tennessee with some action out in the bullpen. That's Andrew Banky. Again, you look down the line of Tennessee Arms that haven't thrown this week. There's about 6 or 7 guys that normally pitch on a weekend. You're in non-conference play that have not gotten the chance to do so, which is a good thing. But Tony Vitello likely going to get a bunch of guys in. And now that's the second walk for Derek Schaefer.
Now batting the right fielder, number 14, Gavin Gunut.
Coach Vitello makes his way out to the mound. Believe there's going to be a pitching change here. Well, you know, coming in, you have Drew Beam. He's the steady, consistent that you're sure about. And then, like you said, just trying to find those guys to fill in those spots. A.J. Russell, definitely a good option, struggling with that injury. But we've seen great things from A.J. Causey so far with his start on Friday. So I think he's going to give the coaching staff a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, there's still a lot to be confident in this staff. Frank Anderson does a fantastic job with these pitchers. They've gone to the portal, gotten a lot of guys, but not 100% healthy at the moment. It's Gavin Gunun, big RBI chance at the battle back. Banky in charge of this count, 0-2.
As a coach, that's what you want to see from your relieving pitcher. Come in and get ahead in the count right away.
Benke set, deep breath with runners on the corners. Pitch home, slow roller, should score a run. Amick has it, but the Falcons, they've got two here in the inning.
Falcons clawing their way back into it. It's tough, that slow roller. Nice job by Amick coming in and fielding it quick, throwing on the run, but still scoring are the Falcons, now cutting the lead by 2.
Already matched the amount of runs they had combined Friday and Saturday here in the second. That run's going to go to Derek Schaefer, who now has allowed 2 here in the inning. A little bit different pace from the Tennessee starters in Game 1 and in Game 2 that cruised, really dominated.
Yeah, we saw Drew Beam and A.J. Causey, just shutting down this Falcons lineup. They were in control pretty much the entire time they were out there. Now we're seeing some not everyday starters, some underclassmen getting some experience, trying to figure things out.
Well, Tennessee's going to have some decisions to make when A.J. Russell does become available. Again, not 100% sure on the timetable. Unsure if you'll see him next week, maybe save for SEC play, but Causey doing so good, so comfortable in the Friday night role. Maybe Russell slots into the Sunday spot. That 0-2 is ripped over to short. Curley on the hop, the throw, got him! What a play from Curley.
Fantastic play by Curley. That ball taking him out and away.
At that position, he's showing that he's got a little bit of everything. Bowling Green will change hands as well. Here in the bottom of the second, it was 4 runs for Tennessee. Offensively, they batted all the way through the order, so Landon Williman will try to calm the waters.
Williman has been rock solid so far for the Falcons out of the bullpen. Coach Halleck said he has the ability to start and get the first 18 outs and close and get the last 6, and right now they need him at the back end, coming in a relief spot.
17 outings for the righty last year. Good velo there, 92. He's a junior, 4.21 ERA, 23 strikeouts, just 8 walks in 25 innings last year. And he will get the top of this Tennessee order. Back up again, Christian Moore, 0 for 1. He struck out in the first.
Bowling Green trying to find an arm who can keep this Tennessee offense at bay. Yesterday scoring 12 runs, the day before scoring 11.
And Calvin Mitchell, Sunday starter for Bowling Green, got the first 2 outs of the first inning, but then things just got out of hand. Tennessee 4 runs on 5 hits, all with 2 outs. And Bowling Green does not have the luxury that Tennessee has, where they have a lot of arms that are going to be ready to go for this Sunday. So they're going to ask a lot here out of Landon Williman to try to carry some innings.
Williman, being a junior and upperclassman, has the experience to do it. He will walk Moore to lead off this inning.
Christian Moore, a tough hitter to face right off the start. That's why he's in the leadoff. He'll take the shot to first and get Blake Burke his second opportunity. He is 0 for 1. A hard line drive to shortstop was the result of his first AB. There's not really one guy in this Tennessee lineup, though, you prefer to start with.
There's really not. This is definitely not the guy you want to start with, especially with Christian Moore on first base.
To the parking lots.
Coach Vitello talked about Burke. He said yesterday he had one of his favorite pregame BPs. He said he looked really good. But what Coach Vitello is most proud of is his takes in his at-bats. He's taking bad pitches and swinging at good ones, and he said that the one bad at-bat that he did have, he had a bad take in that. So he said he's really doing a good job of swinging at the pitches that he wants to swing at.
He's such a big bat with a big swing. It's the swing and miss factor that has sometimes hurt him. 49 strikeouts last year. But he is still a patient hitter. 26 walks a season ago. Done a good job of staying back on a few of those off speeds. This year, though, Burke, 6 walks to 9 strikeouts. Start the year. Counts 1-2. Williman pitch home. Burke hunting for the gap, and it's going to drop in right off the wall. A loud double for Blake Burke. Here comes more all the way from first.
And the quality at bats just continue for Blake Burke, and he does his little dance at second base for the double. This pitch absolutely scorched to the deepest part of the field, and it still hits the wall, so a little bit higher, and that thing could have been another home run for Blake Burke. More easily scoring, increasing the lead now to 3 for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Clapping it up now for Billy Amick. It's that 1-2 punch that has been lethal between Burke and Amick. Has the 5th extra base hit this weekend for Blake Burke, and it brings in his 6th RBI. Billy Amick has yet to be sat down by a Falcon. He's got that average now over 400. He's 6 for 6. 3 home runs, a double, and a single.
My favorite thing about his game is the consistency that I've seen from him. I mean, every single time he steps up to the plate, he looks like he has the same approach. Nothing changes. Coach Vitello speaks to that. He said he consistently has the same attitude and work ethic. He does the same thing in practice that he does in the games, and that's how you gain success, is just that consistency all the time, never changing what you do, and it inspires his teammates as well.
He loves driving in runs. 7 straight games now with an RBI, and he's got an opportunity to do so again here. 2-1 start. Cooper McKenzie out to have a word with Williman now, who's allowed another Tennessee run in the second. Hasn't found that first out. No one in the bullpen for Bowling Green again. Falcons just don't have the arms that Tennessee does here on this Sunday. Back into this series, they need someone to step up and take some innings. It's got to be Williman.
So challenging when you're facing this kind of offense. I mean, how often do you see someone who's, you know, gotten a hit every single time they've come up to bat on the weekend? That doesn't happen very often.
Good comeback fastball there. Count now even. Yeah, again, no real good place to start, but right at the top of the order, that's been the most dangerous part for Tennessee. So far in the second, making Williman pay. Walk in the RBI double. No outs. Amick battles. Hit 400 season ago with Clemson. Became one of the best hitters in the nation. 13 home runs, 63 RBIs. Off to a stellar start here in Knoxville.
So many players in this lineup who have the potential for postseason accolades.
That time Amick goes down looking. That's the first time Bowling Green has set him down.
Wow, what a huge out for Williman.
Now batting the center fielder, number 21, Tavares here.
Pitch a little low in the zone, right at the knees. I mean, that's probably about as low in the zone as you can go. Amick not too sure about it.
It is a big first out. Williman will now turn his attention to Tiers. 2-out single for him back in the first. Good stop from McKenzie, blocks it down. We've seen a lot from Tavares Tiers, not just in the box. 3 hits with an RBI offensively, but we've seen the defense. Now gets a chance to play center field.
4 home runs on the year so far. Definitely has the potential to do something big here.
He got a lot of good opportunities last year, just 14 starts, but they were meaningful starts. 8 of them in SEC games, dealt with some injuries, couldn't keep much consistency.
Tears is someone who's put a lot of work in the offseason, gotten a lot stronger. Physically and mentally, just all around, really increased his game. Coach Vitello said he may be the most well-rounded player on this Tennessee team.
Yeah, he has found a nice home in the cleanup role and has now become an everyday must-start for Tennessee. 3-0's the count, may not lift the bat. Had the green light. Fouls it off on 3-0.
I'm sure the top 4 have the green light 3-0. I would be surprised if any of those guys didn't have the green light 3-0.
Tears 12 RBIs and 4 home runs. A lot of power in that bat. That 3-1 misses, so that's ball 4. That's the second walk for Williman. Those free passes that hurt Tennessee last inning and now hurting the Falcons.
Now batting the catcher,
Free pass is one way to really kill it as a pitcher. Definitely don't want to give up any walks, any hit batters.
Cannon Peebles really finding his groove. He's got now a pair of doubles and a pair of RBIs. Back-to-back starts at catcher spot. 3 for 5 on the series. If he can get hot, watch out. Off speed from Williman hits. Peebles has the average up to 281. It's been his best week in a Tennessee uniform. 9 RBIs is good, still even hasn't left the yard.
Late, he's just got to get hot. And you're going to see that change throughout the year. People, you can't stay hot all the time.
Both runners on the move. Blake Burke has been a good base runner. That's his 3rd stolen base on the year.
That's one of my favorite aspects of Blake Burke's game. I mean, I know that he can hit the long ball like nobody's business, but I love his aggressive base running.
Both runners now in scoring position, still just 1 down. Anything deep will bring home Burke. Peebles already at an RBI double on his line. Infield is in. Peebles not sure if it's deep enough. Dropping quickly, it's in. It died midair and Blake Burke is gonna score.
And that's just poor communication on the Bowling Green players. I mean, I think there were 5 guys all circled around that ball. Nobody communicated. Center field doing his best to run in, but then just lets it drop.
If he continued, he might not have gotten it. The infield was playing in with 1 out and 2 in scoring position. Trying to cut down a potential play at the plate. And Peebles, that was exactly where he needed to sneak one into if he was going to do it. It's his 2nd RBI in this one. Peebles now 2 for 2, getting in a nice groove.
Runners on the corners for the Volunteers, with Dreiling up at the plate, who had a good day yesterday, starting off well today, 1 for 1.
Dreiling now 3 hits on the weekend, 3 RBIs, a couple of loud doubles. Tennessee, they've added 2 more. Offensively, they have just not slowed down one bit. Inning by inning, it has been consistent. And that was the expectation for Tennessee's offense. They've had 3 straight years where their offense has been absolutely potent. You come in, you add all the pieces to a couple of key returners like Christian Moore and Blake Burke. That's the expectation, was this team was going to be this dangerous. But But it didn't happen just right at game one. Obviously, it took some time. The one loss on Tennessee's schedule, 5-1 loss to Oklahoma, never really got things going. Had a 3-2 midweek game against UNC Asheville. Some moments against UAlbany where it wasn't there. But this so far has been the best weekend offensively for Tennessee.
This is usually when you see teams start to figure out who they are. You start to get a more consistent lineup. Early in the year, you know, you've been playing each other really up until this point, a few fall games, but once you get out into...
Dreiling sends one over the scoreboard right off it. That's a 3-2 bomb. His second home run on the year. And Tennessee opening things up.
Dreiling home run, cutting me off there mid-sentence. I wouldn't want to be cut off any other way, though. Huge hit for Tennessee. This pitch elevated, and he gets his barrel up to it, almost hitting it off the scoreboard, or over the scoreboard. He did hit it off the scoreboard.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 16, Dalton.
And I think hit that top right corner just about. Yeah. Caught one up in the zone. Dylan Dreiling now 2 for 2. 4 RBIs, a home run and a double. Again, he came off the bench yesterday for Tennessee. Their offense was just fine without him, but man, they're pretty good with him in there too.
It's crazy the amount of depth that this team has off of their bench. Can pull several players and put them into different situations, and you're going to see some big success.
It's one of those things you can look at and say, oh, well, you know, didn't have Dreiling in there yesterday. I mean, I feel like he's a guy that has to be in there every game. Or you can look at it as like, hey, this is great. We give guys days off. People can be fully rested because we trust that we can bring a guy off the bench. He can do exactly what the other can do, and we can play the matchup. You can use that to such an advantage.
Definitely, and it's a long season. I think people forget that. I mean, you're playing so many games in the course of just a few months, so you've got to be able to rest your guys when you get the opportunity.
3-2 count for Dalton Bargo. He's 1 for 1 RBI single. It's a foul tip into the mitt. That's going to be strike 3.
Now batting the shortstop, number 23, G. Curley.
Second strikeout for Landon Williman, who is facing a full dosage of Tennessee offense here in the second. 5 runs. Still needs 1 out. Dangerous waters here for Bowling Green. Again, starter chased out after an inning. Tennessee offense unfazed by the bullpen move. Curley rockets one deep right center. Right at the corner. Catch is made by Archer. Covered a lot of ground for out number 3. But Tennessee, 5 runs. Big time offensive start after 2.
It's great for the Volunteers to get to reach into their bullpen, get some experience for all these young guys.
Top recruit out of Memphis, Tennessee. High school ball at Briarcrest Christian School. Really like this guy. Pitched a lot of innings over the summer for Team USA, their 18 and under team. Pitched a lot in high school last season, so didn't throw much in the fall. Dealt with a little bit of an injury after pitching a ton in the summer. They expect him to throw some big innings his first year. Got the start in the midweek game against High Point. 2 2/3, didn't allow a hit, allow run, but the one thing was that he walked 5 batters.
Yeah, there was a few too many free passes here with another walk starting off for Matthew Dallas. Got to be able to get ahead and throw those strikes.
Yeah, that's just not how you want to start. 4 pitches and a walk right off the bat.
And that's part of the adjustment coming in as a freshman from high school to college is the zone. It's so different. It's so different when you get to this level, and you've got to be able to adjust.
He's got DJ Newman, but again, Dallas has not hit the zone yet.
You're also facing higher caliber hitters. They're not going to swing at junk. That's something that you may have been able to get away with in high school, but when you get to college, these hitters are a lot more disciplined.
I think part of it, Tony Vitello said, you know, he expects so much, you know, being a highly touted recruit. Come in here, you want to light things up. Ball in play.
Definitely giving away the free passes. It's too much at this level.
Dangerous bat of DJ Newman. Left the yard yesterday, the lone run, but may not have to swing the bat. 0 for 1. Counterpart in front of him, Nathan Archer, walked, stands on first. 7 pitches for Dallas, hasn't hit the zone yet. And there it is. Now maybe Dallas can settle in.
Hopefully starts to feel a little bit calmer. I wonder if the nerves are getting to him or if he's just putting a little too much pressure on himself.
And 3-1, just 2 inside. That's the off speed from Dallas. That's back-to-back walks, and Tony Vitello is going to come out of the dugout. Not the best outing for Matthew Dallas. 9 pitches, 8 of them were balls, and does not get an out. Walks 2 to start the inning. So of action, he had a pickoff and then 2 strikeouts right away. Ran into a bit of trouble, gave up 2 hits and an earned run that next inning. And he brings a lot of fun and a lot of life to this ballpark.
Definitely does, and with the experience, I mean, these are the type of innings that he's used to coming in. And he looks comfortable, he looks confident out there.
And immediately an 0-2 start. That's the thing, is he came in, Tennessee's pitching staff, they were struggling against High Point also with walks. And in Connell, he does not walk a lot of batters. He's got 101 career strikeouts, only 14 career walks. So if you want a guy to throw strikes, he's your man.
And that's what they need right here in this situation. After 2 walks, you need a guy to come in and throw strikes. I mean, he's immediately come in and he's ahead in the count.
He's got Sam Seidel with 2 on and no one out. Another big chance for the Falcons. Peebles almost lost that ball. Everyone stays put. $15 total innings thrown for Connell in 33 outings. 3.52 earned run average, 17 strikeouts, 4 walks last year. Connell, ball put in play. It's going to advance both runners, or maybe not. There's the throw to second for 1. As Burke elected to go at least get 1 guy out of scoring position.
I think that was the right play there. I think it would have been a little too close trying to make that play at first as well. Great job by Burke, though.
Now batting the catcher, number 38, Cooper McKenzie.
We'll put Archer 90 feet away. Bowling Green did a good job. Situational hitting, had the sacrifice fly, score a run. And the Falcons, it has been tough to come by offense. They only have 1 hit in this game, but they are taking advantage of some free passes for Tennessee walks. Connell's good in these situations with runners on and working out of jams. See how he handles this one.
You want to go to your experience in these situations, and that's exactly what Kirby brings, is experience. And like I spoke to earlier, the confidence, and that's so contagious. His infield definitely feeling that from him, feeding off of it.
At No one's fouled off, so McKenzie will have to battle back. He walked to start the second. Scored the first run of the game for Bowling Green. Another look over at first. And Seidel, a lot of speed. We talked about that earlier. He's got 2 stolen bases, led the team stolen bags last year. Here's the 0-2. Seidel on the move. Peebles throw down, not in time.
Add another stolen base to Seidel's record.
Two in scoring position. Here's the 1-2 for Cannell. Ground ball down the line, just foul. That's a little soccer kick from Blake Burke. Multifaceted.
Who's going to win this battle? Is it going to be the experienced Kirby Cannell at the helm of things, or Cooper McKenzie at the plate, the sophomore?
Cannell just misses on that fastball. Oh, close.
That was close. That pitch reminds me of the pitch that struck out Billy Amick earlier today.
Cannell will reload. Here's the 2-2. And that one got him. Punch out on McKenzie. Off speed, lands in the zone.
I love that Kirby wasn't afraid to go back in with that pitch low in the zone. Not getting that first call, but getting the second one. That pitch just right above the knees. Beautiful.
Home-plate umpire Derek Mulligan took his time making that call. He gave it with some good oomph. That's a big out number 2 get for Kirby Cannell. Keeps both runners stranded in scoring position. It'll be up to Caden Parker. He's got the lone hit for the Falcons. It was a double that got things moving in the second.
Parker also rocking a mustache like Kirby. I think I like Kirby's better though. It's got the little handlebars. This one,
I'd say Kirby's is a little more full.
yeah, for sure.
A little bit more flair.
Mustache versus mustache.
That's a good pitch from Cannell. Flair has to give him a little bit more life on that off speed.
I think so. I think it adds just a little sprinkle of something extra.
Trying to use whatever he can to strand these pair. 1-2. Got him swinging. Kirby Cannell does what he does best. Escapes the jam. Provided it's been nothing but runs for the home team.
This Bowling Green pitching staff really struggled against the offensive power of this Tennessee team. They have really put their foot to the gas pedal and just not let up.
If you're Kyle Halleck, you were a pitching coach before you were the head man at Bowling Green. Pitching coach at Bowling Green took over in 2018. Became head coach right before the 2021 season. And what do you tell your guys about to come out here? 9 runs in the first 2 innings. How do you try to cool this down?
It's tough. I mean, I know Coach Halleck said that part of their philosophy is to get ahead in the count, and I don't think that that's something that their pitching staff did too well today. I think that the counts were long, a lot of pitches thrown. It's frustrating, definitely, as a pitching coach, but I mean, you know the caliber of offense that you're going up against. You know that this team has so much power potential. You just try to do the best that you can with your pitching plan and try to follow through with it.
Reese Chapman will go down, I guess swinging is the call. I don't know if it was called a strike over the heart of the plate or if it was looked well outside. Did he go around?
I don't think he went around. I think that may have been a, no, he definitely didn't go around. So I think that was a called strike.
Second time Chapman is down on strikes.
Seems to have a little bit of a wide zone. We see him calling pitches at the very bottom of the zone, now on the corners, which is great if you're a pitcher, not so great if you're a hitter.
And that's one of those fun parts of a weekend is you get a different home plate umpire every day, so you're never going to get the same thing.
Right. And usually at this level, you have umpires who tend to have more of a tight zone.
Look out, right back up the middle, takes the deflection off Ramos. Or look at an infield single.
Hard hit. More. That's always scary as a pitcher when that ball gets hit right back at you.
Now batting the first baseman, number 25, Blake Bird.
Almost had it though, right off the glove, and he throws his head up, knows that he could have had that.
Yeah, 21 it back. It was right there. It's just hard to get the glove in the exact spot.
I think the hardest part about
Burke in the air. Playable for Parker. He's got it.
There we go. The hardest part about that is really trying to gauge the speed of the ball off the bat, because sometimes it's hit back at you really hard and fast and you have to have quick reflexes, but then sometimes it's not hit very hard, and so you see it coming at you, but you can't really gauge like the speed that it's coming, so you don't really know where to put your glove at the right moment.
It's become the new tradition for Billy Amick when he walks up. You see the players clapping it up. Fans have joined in on it. Every Billy Amick at bat seems enjoyable.
Billy Amick is not a fan of that low pitch that has been called a strike on him twice now.
And that one misses 1-1.
I mean, if I was Ramos, I would just stay right there, because if he's going to call it, I would keep throwing it.
Yeah, no, that's
that's not a
down
strike.
and in.
Yeah, that's not a strike.
That one called strike 2 as well. Amick, no offers yet. He's down 1-2. Pitch on that one well inside. That's ball 2.
Yeah, if I was Ramos, I would just stay right there, low and inside. When you can see Billy really doesn't have much interest in it. I mean, it's not a strike, so it makes sense why he doesn't have interest in it, but if he's going to call it, I would keep throwing it.
At 2-2, skied into the infield. Birchmeyer, rangy gopher, makes the play, and Tennessee held scoreless for the first time in this ball game. Starts in 2 weeks. Tennessee will be on the road in Tuscaloosa, second straight year they've started SEC play away from home. Last year they were in Columbia, Missouri. It was about mid-30s and just cloudy and cold, windy.
Terrible.
Lost all 3 to Missouri.
Terrible baseball weather.
Be hoping that things are a little brighter and sunnier in 2 weeks down in Tuscaloosa. That Alabama team undefeated, one of the hotter teams in the country to start. They've gotten 2 big wins over Indiana and Arizona this week. Tennessee is going to turn the ball over. Kirby Connell did his job and got out of the jam, and now it's the righty Marcus Phillips, a really fun arm, newcomer from Iowa Western JUCO. Phillips 6'4". He's got the makeup of a really powerful arm Tennessee can utilize out of the bullpen. just misses. 96 on the fastball. Tennessee known to have some high velo guys. Phillips will sit about 95, 97. He's got a good slider too.
It's nice, definitely being able to have pitchers who are so versatile.
Big time punch out right out of the pen for Marcus Phillips.
Beautiful pitch on the outside corner, gets that swing and miss, high velo for out number 1. Nice start for Marcus Phillips.
That was a slider there at 89. That slider sits about 89, 90. There it is again. Really good. That's strike 1. Phillips is still just trying to build up innings. He's only thrown an inning in 2/3 now that he's gotten out number 1 of this frame. Hasn't thrown since about a week and a half. Pitched an inning in the midweeks against ETSU. Did not throw against UAlbany. Last season missed a lot of his freshman year due to injury. Just threw 12 1/3. So still really building up innings to his repertoire and finding out what he's capable of.
That breaking ball on the outside corner is nasty. Got multiple swings now.
There's the 1-2. Ripped into left field. Be a base hit off the slider from Birchmeyer.
Now batting the right fielder, number 14, Gavin Ganut.
This pitch going back to the inside corner, and Birchmeyer able to turn on it. If I was Phillips, I probably would have stayed with that slider outside after he had just gotten that swing and miss.
Gavin Ganun stands in. There's the fastball from Phillips. Birchmeyer now aboard for the second time here this afternoon. Ganun 0 for 1, but did put it in play and got an RBI. Falcons struck for 2 runs in the second. Were able to chip into Tennessee's 4-run lead that they got at the bottom of the first. Now the Falcons more ground to cover. That pitch is going to escape. That might have been another slider there, but had a lot on it. 93.
Yeah, the movement just being a little too much. Heard a big thud hitting the backstop, and Birchmeyer able to stand up at second pretty easily.
That time he got the slider back where he wanted it. 2-2's the count. He was really good in his last outing against ETSU about a week and a half ago. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout. And he's got 2 here this afternoon as he gets Ganun down swinging.
That's another K for Kiesel.
Nasty pitch right there on that outside corner. That's beautiful. People's getting hyped up back there for his pitcher, Phillips.
Yeah, this is going to be a big-time arm that Tony Vitello is expected to rely on. Again, just generating some data, generating innings. Part of the reason we've seen a different pitcher every inning. You want to give a guy like Phillips the chance to throw on the weekend, especially here at non-conference play. You're working with a comfortable lead. Let him just go out there and just worry about throwing his stuff. That ball to the backstop. A couple wild sliders have found the backstop. That was the one thing about Phillips. His debut in Dallas, pitched just a third and had 2 walks. So he's trying to get under control. He's been good with the slider, then a few out of the way.
Sometimes just a small thing in your mechanics that can make a pitch go way out of the zone.
2-1, ripped down the line. Amick has it on a hop across the diamond. What a play.
Incredible play by Amick. He scoops up that hop and fires the ball.
Not bad. Burgers out on the grills earlier. Not as much smoke rising from the porch right now, but
earlier today there was a good bit of smoke from all the grills out there. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, packed out for, it's been a really fun weekend. Certainly gotten a few souvenirs out on that party porch as well. This Tennessee offense has piled it on. 11 runs Friday, 12 yesterday, now 9 through 3 innings of work. They were held scoreless in the third for the first time. But still 9 runs on 9 hits. Rigo Ramos will look to be the first Bowling Green arm to exceed 1 inning.
Had a really great inning last inning. Coming in now, though, starting off with a walk to Kavaris Tears.
Yeah, Tears is aboard for the 3rd time now. That's a pair of walks on his line as well as a single. Cannon Peebles has been really good. He's 2 for 2.
One of those hitters that this lineup has been waiting on to get hot, and he's definitely turned up the heat today.
Two-0 start. Yeah, Peebles, pair of RBIs. Double was loud. The single blooped into center field. Whatever it takes.
That's right. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to get the job done.
Two for 2 today. He is 4 for 6 on the series now. That's a pop fly towards the Falcons dugout. It gets out of play. Really good crowd. It'll be interesting to see the numbers. Tennessee set both a single game record of attendance last week against UAlbany and then a series attendance record. This one looks pretty full. Counts 2-2 for Peebles. Pitch home. Peebles, line drive up the middle. 3 for 3 day for Cannon Peebles. He's getting the bat rolling here on this Sunday.
Going back to what we said earlier, it doesn't have to be the prettiest hit. Peebles drops that into no man's land and advances Tears now in scoring position.
Good adjustment on that pitch. He's able to almost golf it into the open space in center. And now 2 aboard and no outs. Dylan Dreiling did a lot of damage back in the second. A 3-run bomb off the scoreboard. He also had an RBI double in the first. Start of a big afternoon.
Catcher going to have a conversation with Ramos here, trying to get him back on track.
Said the matchup favors Ramos here. Lefty-lefty. Dreiling didn't get too many at-bats last year against left-handed hitters. He came in mostly in pinch hit scenarios against righties, or was the DH against another righty. Another benefit for having a lot of depth is Tennessee can play those matchups in an SEC game, utilize a lot of pinch hitting.
And I think that's what a lot of fans are going to see moving forward is different players in the lineup, whoever is going to work against the matchup best.
That's how Christian Moore and Blake Burke got their start their freshman year. Blake Burke, the lefty, would be a DH when there was a righty pitcher. Moore, the righty, do the same when there was a lefty pitcher. Two 2-1 to Dreiling. That's a high fly ball, left center. Backing up on it was Seidel, but Caden Parker in left field will call him off. That's out number 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 16, Dalton Fargo.
Almost now an inning in the third. He's done a good job. He's allowed just 2 hits, no runs, and a strikeout. And again, held Tennessee scoreless in the third, and that is a huge success for what they did the prior 2 innings.
Definitely, Ramos has had the most success so far against this explosive Tennessee lineup.
Be Dalton Bargo again. He's 1 for 2, an RBI single for him back in the first. Average sitting at 364. 7 RBIs now. Back-to-back days with a start in the DH spot. And also just another added bonus of having a good lineup. You can ride the hot hand too. Robin Villeneuve was red hot coming into the series. Hasn't maybe had the best weekend he's wanted, so does not get to start here on Sunday.
But there's going to be different times in the year when people are hot and people are cold. You may start off hot, go through a little bit of a slump throughout the middle of the season, and then heat back up towards the end of the season. It's just part of the game of baseball.
Fargo's going to be an interesting one come SEC play for Tony Vitello on how they utilize him and get him more at-bats. Can play a couple of positions in the field. Has gotten work at right field. He's the backup first baseman as well. Both runners are on the move there as Fargo fouls it back to the netting. But he came here for his bat, right, and the power he has and his ability at the plate, so he could be a good DH. But also having that ability to play in the field will get him more at-bats.
Definitely those two-way players, those utility players, so important, so special. But really, if you can hit, they're going to find a way to get you on the field and in the lineup.
Fargo transferred from Missouri again. He was the Tigers' primary DH, so not too much time in the field. He can play catcher as well. Two-two. Bargo tried to crush it and will go down swinging. Out number 2. A good pitch from Ramos.
We've seen some really good stuff from Ramos so far. Nice pitch for the swing and miss. He's been the most efficient pitcher so far for the Falcons.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They are running out of arms. One, just because it's day 3 of a series. And your starter gets run out after 1 inning. Landon Williman runs into some trouble in the second. You needed someone to at least take a pair of innings. Even though he is going to run into a bit of trouble here as Dean Curley is hit by the...
Your attention, please.
So it won't be Reese Chapman. Instead, it's going to be Hunter Inslee, who's gotten a few starts this weekend. Big part of Tennessee's run to Omaha last year. 50 starts. Will bat with the bases loaded.
Hunter Inslee not really having the start of the year that maybe he would have liked, but he's come up big in some real clutch situations.
And Tennessee has been really good with 2 outs. Again, 5 hits. All with 2 outs back in the first inning. 5 for 9 at the plate with runners on. Here a big chance with the bases loaded. Tennessee, they've already developed a 7-run advantage. 4 in the first, 5 in the second. Have yet to touch Ramos in the run column. It's been a complete offensive weekend. Inslee's been a part of that. Another good off speed from Ramos.
Everybody clap your hands.
Hensley being really patient up to this point on his pitch. Not wanting that off speed.
One, two fouled off. Inslee will battle. Hit near the top of the lineup last year. Takes over for Chapman in the 9-hole. Ramos looking to get out of the jam. Look back at second, fires. Inslee fouls it off again. Again, the fact that you're able to bring a guy like Inslee right off the bench. Hasn't had a great start offensively his redshirt junior season, but hit 280, 318 in SEC play. Very dangerous hitter.
I think he's really just starting to warm up now. He had a good outing yesterday. When asked, Coach Vitello spoke to his experience so far with Inslee this season, and he said, you know, I looked at the numbers and the sample size, it's just not big enough yet. You can't be critical, overly critical really, on a hitter at this point in the season when the sample size is so small. We just got to keep giving him those opportunities.
Yeah, and this certainly is an opportunity. Put him in a big spot with the bases loaded and see how the veteran handles it. After experiencing big moments last year, had the go-ahead hit in the Clemson Regional, he's built for these moments, right?
Definitely. Pressure is a privilege, and Hunter Inslee has all the privilege in the world right now.
That 3-2 fouled back. This is one of those moments that you circle here. Inslee has battled 8 pitches. We'll see a 9th with the bases loaded. This could either be, you know, another exclamation inning for Tennessee or another scoreless frame for Ramos. Two very different things here in this at-bat. 3-2, Inslee fouls it back again.
And this is a battle. What a quality at bat right now by Hunter Inslee. Staying in it, trying to stay alive, make something happen for his team here.
Another 3-2 on the way. Ramos at the ready. That's up high, ball 4 will bring in a run.
Hunter Inslee doing his job for his team, getting on base any way that he could. What a great at bat. I mean, 10 pitches, coming out with a walk.
That's how you keep yourself in the lineup. You know, you didn't hit a grand slam, like maybe a lot would there, but and you battled 10 pitches, still get an RBI, and now back to the top of the order. Provide some big-time bats a chance to bring in runs. Christian Moore 1 for 2. He walked in the second and scored, and then singled his last plate appearance in the third. Ramos looks in. Bases still loaded. Good stop from McKenzie to keep him put. In these situations where everyone has to be on high alert, run on the bases, or in the field.
2 outs, you're running on anything.
Two, 1.
Everybody clap your hands.
And a hitter's count here. Tough spot for Ramos. Big possibilities for Christian Moore.
First chance for Moore to hit with the bases loaded this season. 2-1, and he got underneath it. Fly ball. way up high. Archer has it to end the inning, so the damage limited to just a run. Tennessee still holds a big lead. They administering the free pass. The back half so far, the bullpen has done pretty good work. Just 2 hits for the Falcons. Offense has been hard to come by for Bowling Green. Phillips had a pretty solid first inning, allowed 1 base hit, but a pair of strikeouts. We'll face the top of the order now. He's been working the slider. He's got a good fastball with high velocity, but that's what Frank Anderson does with these big arm guys. You give him a slider that looks like this, it could be extra dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, the movement on his breaking balls have been outstanding.
That's the one thing. You'll have a few that gets away from him. Time the slider to the backstop again. I think that's happened about 3 times up to this point.
Yeah.
Phillips has lost a bit of control of the slider.
And I'm sure that's something that him and Frank Anderson are working on in the bullpen. It's great when you have a pitcher who has so much movement, but at the same time being able to have command and control of that.
Steady play from Blake Burke down the line. Takes it off the hop, and Archer is retired. He's 0 for 2. We'll bring up DJ Newman, who looks to get things going on this Sunday. He's 0 for 1. He walked in the 3rd. Off-speed fouled away. Newman, the two-way star, reigning MAC pitcher of the week. 4 multi-hit games in the team's first 6 games, but just 1 hit here on the weekend.
Really hasn't had the offensive production that he's used to, beside that 1 solo home run yesterday. Tennessee pitching staff done a good job of keeping Newman at bay.
Phillips commanding this AB. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he got Newman looking. 3 pitches is all it took for Phillips.
That's 1 more K for Queso. Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Sam Seidel.
Gorgeous pitch, gets Newman looking. A little bit of a pause on that strike call. That's the 2nd time he's done that now. Puts a little bit of a heart palpitation.
That's another thing that you can credit with Tennessee is that they have not taken anything lightly with Bowling Green. This was a good Falcon offense coming into the week. 48 runs through 6 games, right? 8 per game.
They've really attacked, and that's something that Coach Vitello spoke to, especially with Newman starting pitching on Friday. He said, this guy is going to be like an SEC starter. He's going to be really good, somebody that we have to take seriously, and that's what they've done, but they've done it the entire weekend. They've never really given up or taken their foot off the gas.
And that's, going to also be what Tony Vitello, I'm sure, is watching here. You're working with an 8-run lead. You've done it all weekend. Can you close strong, right? You always want that last feeling to be, hey, we still gave our best effort through the full series, the full weekend.
Definitely.
Tennessee has a busy week coming up. Pair of midweeks. Good one against Kansas State on Tuesday. It's the rare Power 5 conference midweek matchup that Tennessee has on their schedule.
That'll be a fun game. Marcus Phillips, beautiful pitch for the swing and miss. I'm very impressed with Marcus Phillips right now and what he's been able to do so far.
Here's the 3-2 Seidel. Good charge into one into right field. Back at the wall to make the plays. Kavaris Tears as he shifted over from center.
Such a tough conference, so much talent all across the board. Every single game feels like postseason.
That was the thing for Tennessee with that 5-10 start they had in SEC play. It almost became postseason earlier on. They made that run to Omaha, but it didn't feel like that Clemson Regional was the start of their postseason action. They really had to claw their way back. They were in a spot where they were even on the verge of making the NCAA tournament. At one point, you look at early April, you say, is this Tennessee team, they even have the resume?
Yeah, and I mean, as the season goes on, teams tend to just get better and better, so it's going to be insane to see where this Tennessee team is come March, April, May, and all of the work that they're going to be able to put in from now until postseason.
And it's fun. Every team is different. It's Tennessee, they've had
Now batting
three
the
very
first
different
baseman.
teams. In time for the top of the SEC in home runs of Charlie Condon, who might be Golden Spikes winner if the season were to end today. Billy Amick will get the first look at Logan Bell, senior righty. 7 outings last year, not a ton, but we'll try to take over now here in the 5th.
Ramos did a good job at keeping these Tennessee hitters to just 1 run in 2 innings after scoring 9 in the first 2.
Nothing like your first batter being Billy Amick, one of the best hitters in the nation. Fouled off. Amick 1 for 3. It's now 6 for 8 on the weekend. Good fastball from Bell, 89 on the radar, finds the zone.
Bell definitely attacking the zone early. He's 0-2 already.
And Amick knew it. He looked at strike 3, efficient from Logan Bell.
Logan Bell, he is not afraid of Amick. He goes right in. 1, 2, 3. Amick knew right away.
Yeah, Amick didn't like it in the second, thought maybe that one was a ball. He knew that one was a strike. Respect and a nod to Logan Bell. Finished off Amick on 3 pitches. That has been the tough out all weekend. Tavares Sears has been a tough out today. He's 1 for 1, a single and 2 walks.
You have to respect Amick and his ability to hit for power, but Tavares Sears seems to me as a pitcher like the tougher out, just because he has the ability to hit the long ball, but then also walks pretty often. He sees the ball really well.
This will be the first time that Tears will go down. And almost stepping off the bag was Birchmeyer, but that's out number 3. So first 2 days, and now Tony Vitello, Frank Anderson unleashing the bullpen. Marcus Phillips did a good job. 2 solid innings, 3 strikeouts.
Lloyd not missing by much on either one of those pitches.
Lloyd's been incredibly efficient. 3 total innings thrown this year. 5 strikeouts and 1 hit only. He hasn't walked a batter. Here's a 3-0 start. Very rare for Lloyd.
Cooper McKenzie already with 1 walk today.
And that's a 4-pitch walk. little bit like what Matthew Dallas did earlier in this game.
Now
You
batting
come out
the
of the
left
pen,
fielder,
maybe
number 40, Caden Parker.
not nerves, but you just got energy. You're out there. Hadn't thrown a walk all season, and then 4 pitches at the leadoff man on.
I know early on in my career, I used to get so hyped up before games. I would have to run sprints before I went out there to try and calm myself down.
Whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
Parker showing bunt. Pulls it back. Now it's 5 pitches, 5 balls for Dylan Lloyd. Parker had the big double back in the second. He's one of 2 hits for the Falcons. And there it is for Lloyd, 89 on the fastball. First strike. Lloyd will head over to first. Check on McKenzie. No stolen bases for him, but again, the lead runner. Tennessee has walked 5 batters here in this one. That pitch will skip away for the moment. No movement from McKenzie. To be the curve from Loy.
Wonder why McKenzie decided to stay at first.
Maybe the discussion he's having with his first base coach. Not enough time to get down there. Keeps the double play ball an option with him stuck at first. 2-1 is in there, fastball.
Hopefully Lloyd getting settled in now after throwing 2 good strikes.
That fastball just misses. Count full.
Not really understanding the zone right now. He's definitely called those balls low earlier in the game. Consistency is key as an umpire.
Here's the full count pitch. That's ball 4. Back-to-back walks from Dylan Loy. And as a freshman, the best thing you can do when you're on the mound is maintain composure, make your head coach feel comfortable. Saw Matthew Dallas struggle a bit, and now Dylan Loy hadn't walked anyone in his first 3 outings. Comes out of the pen, has walked 2 straight to start.
I mean, that's what we spoke to when he first came out, was that Coach
Comfortable situation.
You don't grow unless you're uncomfortable. That's the only way that you can learn some valuable lessons, is by being put in uncomfortable situations. You never want to be in those situations, but
and there it is with the fastball back in the zone. This is a good learning experience. How can you work out of a jam, or how can you try to get yourself back out of a situation where you've walked 2 batters, find the zone again, but also Coach Frank Anderson, I'm sure, is not liking all the walks.
definitely not. I know he wants his pitchers to come out of the bullpen attacking and ready to go. It's not always the way that things turn out, unfortunately. That's been a strike all day. I don't know where that pitch is. He's been calling it at the knees. I guess he's decided it's not a strike anymore.
Frustrating one there. 3-1 now the count. Loy having to battle again. Leighton Banjoff. Banjoff puts one high in the air. Sends Driley back towards the wall. Hangs around for a bit. Makes the play. That's out number 1, and maybe an out that Loy needed to see just to settle in.
Now batting the first baseman, number 43, Brady Birchmeyer.
be Brady Birchmeyer. He's got one of this Bowling Green 2 hits up to this point. It was a single back in the 4th. He got all the way to 3rd. He also walked in the 2nd, so he's been aboard twice. This is a big spot here. Falcons still trying to find some offense here in the Sunday finale. They've got a big hole to climb out of, but there's still innings left. And again, conference play on the horizon for the Falcons. Last couple of moments before things get serious in the MAC. That's on the ground. Amick's going to step on 3rd, throw to 1st, double play. Great awareness from Billy Amick to end the inning. Second, or you can, you go to 2nd with the normal double play ball, but he took advantage of his own bag being right there. Smart heads-up play to get Tennessee out of the inning. That's been a strength of this Tennessee team is defense. They've done a really good job backing up these pitchers this week. That's sort of the part that goes under the radar is how strong that Tennessee's defense has been.
Tennessee's defense has been just as solid as their offense. We've seen so many incredible plays, but yes, the Sports Center top 10 plays are amazing, but it's the ones like that, like what Billy Amick just did, getting those routine plays, being heads up, knowing where to go with the ball next. That's what makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, it can be easy to be overshadowed by, 9 home runs. That's obviously the big story. It's how good this Tennessee offense is, but also it's just the details. Tennessee's done a good job. Details on both ends.
And the pitchers should be able to find confidence in the fact that their defense is so solid. They don't have to worry about trying to strike everybody out and do it all themselves. They can let their defense work.
It's been a big day for Cannon Peebles. He's 3 for 3, pair of RBIs. That's a great sign for Tennessee. His average was almost south of 200 coming into this weekend, and now he's at 324.
He's had a great weekend so far. Hopefully for him it continues. He can just ride it out.
A double in the 1st, single in the 2nd and the 4th. And again, we've seen just about every one of these guys, 6 Division I transfers. A lot of them have made a major impact here on this weekend. No Chris Stamos available in the bullpen. Might still see Nate Snead here this afternoon.
Stamos coming out in the midweek with some bicep soreness. They want to let him rest just a little bit, keep him healthy and fresh.
Peebles fouls it off. Logan Bell still the arm on the mound for Bowling Green. He pitched an effective 2 outs last inning. Didn't allow a hit or a run or a walk. He is in a battle with Cannon Peebles. A tough out today. Peebles, Driley, and Bargo due up this inning. Bowling Green again will start MAC play. Action. It's Miami, Ohio. In-state battle. At 3-2 inside, Peebles aboard to start the inning.
We've seen quite a few innings now start out with a walk.
Now batting the left
Sure, that's
fielder,
not
number
what
8,
Bell wanted to start off this inning, especially with Dylan Dreiling, who's already gone long this game, coming up to the plate.
4 RBIs for Dylan Dreiling. Double in the 1st inning, then allowed 3-run homer in the 2nd. A pinch runner for Cannon Peebles. So the Tennessee catcher, his afternoon is done. Brad Keylori will be the pinch runner for the Volunteers. There's Bradkey. Trio of starts opening weekend at second base. Make a move.
No.
Let's make sure he's paying attention right off the bench.
Dreiling taking his time, stepping into the box. I challenge all of the kids watching this game to really pay attention to these hitters and their routines as they step in. A lot of players doing the same things over and over again to keep consistency.
Dreiling try to chop at that one. He'll go down. Strike 3.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 16.
Nice pitch.
Dalton Fargo.
There's a little bit more in the river, maybe even on the white part of the other batter's box. Exactly the type of pitch that you want to throw when you're ahead.
Dreiling down on strikes. That's out number 1. Dalton Bargo, he is 1 for 3. He has a pair of strikeouts, but RBI single. Feels like everyone in this lineup has joined in on the action at some point. Only starters without a hit, Dean Curley and Reese Chapman, who is now out of the game. It's the 8-9 guys in the lineup. Bargo will start down 0-2, so good job from Logan Bell. That's the mentality of this pitching staff. Kyle Halleck, former Bowling Green pitching coach, he knows how important it is to be in charge of counts like this. Bargo, though, doesn't matter. Down the left field line, it's fair. A one-hopper off the wall. Laurie has speed. He rounds third to the plate. He's in.
Bradkey Laurie turns on the wheels. He scores from first.
And that's impressive for a ball that's down the left field line, too.
Bowling Green has challenged for ruling on the
Bowling Green's going to take another look at this. They're going to say maybe McKenzie got him on the legs, but Laurie was flying around.
I mean,
the
yeah, he turned it on. He was no doubt going home the entire time. And it is close.
Thing is, though, is where were his hands if he did get maybe a cleat?
Exactly. Did his hand get to the plate before the glove touched his leg?
See, maybe if he did get him there, then that's maybe the argument. It just depends on where the tag was put on. And that view gave us a good look at when Laurie hit the plate. This one maybe will serve better to when the tag was applied.
Tag is
Maybe
applied there, yeah.
At that point, who knows where the hand is compared to the plate? Hard to tell. You don't get a great view of the plate.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
And the umpire crew, they've had some tough ones this week. But then is it definitive that he does get the tag on? I mean, looks like it.
So
But at what point?
The tag is here, right there, maybe.
Maybe.
Right there, maybe. It's so hard to see from this angle if the glove actually touches him. I think it does right there, maybe. Yeah, a lot of maybes.
A lot of maybes.
Maybe.
And good thing I'm not looking at this down there as a crew member having to make the call.
I feel like they're probably going to be looking at this one for a hot minute.
it's also one of those, the call on the field is that he's safe, so again, it has to be definitive to overturn it, so it benefits Tennessee that he was called safe originally. Definitely a lot closer than expected. McKenzie was. It's gonna stand. Tennessee will cash in the run. Dalton Bargo, RBI double. Credit Laurie with the hustle.
Incredible hustle by Laurie. McKenzie not happy about that call, shaking his head.
Yeah, let's get the full look here, just to show you how fast he was moving. I mean, love to know the top speed here. That is a perfect round. About as good as it gets. And then the slide was great too.
And he is fired up after that. I love it.
Talking about doing your job, you're a pinch runner, that's your goal, is to score.
100%. I mean, he gave it everything that he possibly could.
You're fresh, right? The legs haven't been moving, you're ready, you're energized, and he sure made the most of that pinch run appearance. Tennessee now by 9 runs. Ethan Payne will get his first at-bat, the fifth-year man. Out of Memphis, Tennessee, stands in where Dean Curley was in the lineup in the 8th spot.
Came in to pinch hit yesterday, did well.
He's got 1 hit and 4 at-bats so far this season. Pair of walks, no strikeouts, so we'll see how he battles down the count, 1-2.
Bargo in scoring position at second, really just needs something.
There it
like
is,
that.
Payne will drop it in right on cue. Bargo's gonna hold off. One of those swings where he didn't know if Gannon was gonna be able to rush forward and catch it in right. So runners on the corners now for Tennessee.
That's all you can ask for from your pinch hitter. Do your job, and Ethan Payne does his. Looks like Gannon got a weird read on that ball. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to come in and make the catch. Ends up holding up, letting it drop in front of him.
Yeah, so 2 on, they're on the corners. Still just 1 out. A chance for Colby Backus to pinch hit. In the 9 spot, Tony Vitello airing out the dugout. Backus 2 hits and 5 at-bats to start the year. He had a 3-run home run in the midweek game. Chance here to bat as the Volunteers are inching closer to a series sweep this weekend.
Nice eye by Backus.
Redshirted last season. Came over to Tennessee from Walter State JUCO.
Walter State usually has a pretty good program. Always some good talent coming out of there.
Tony Vitello does a lot of recruiting over at Walter State. Ben Joyce, both Joyce brothers. Pretty good over at Walter State, and now in his first playing season here in Knoxville. Off speed. Just missing, so 3-1. Can't really afford to walk a guy.
Backus doing a good job of waiting on his pitch. Usually as a pinch hitter you come in and you've got a lot of adrenaline. You've been sitting, waiting for your opportunity, and he's doing a good job of staying patient, sticking with his plan.
(3-1), that's ball 4. Bases are loaded, still with just 1 out. So now a fun spot as Camden Bates is going to be the pinch
Now
hitter.
batting the second baseman,
No
number
Christian Moore at
41,
the top of this
Camden
lineup. Again,
Bates.
Tony Vitello now going to get a lot of guys a chance here. Camden Bates, a freshman, top prospect out of Oklahoma, will bat with the bases loaded. RBI opportunity.
Really fun spot to come into as a pinch hitter. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Good cut right away.
Great cut, he was right on it.
It's a guy Tony Vitello highlighted, said he's made a good progression. You know, maybe not to the point where you're going to see him on a normal SEC weekend, but a guy that can certainly develop to that point. It's one thing Tony Vitello loves developing guys from the ground up, commit to them right from the start, and then see where it goes. Obviously uses the transfer portal, but loves that progression at the same time.
Well, and that's how you know that your coaching staff is the real deal, is when they can bring in players and develop them. You know, they come in, maybe a few things need to be tweaked here and there, and the coaches really commit to the players and dive in and try to make them the best that they can be.
Bates hits one well to center. Should be enough to score Bargo. Archer has it. Bargo will tag up from third. Sacrifice fly for the freshman, his first RBI.
Quality at bat there by Bates. Sticking with it, waiting for his pitch and hitting the ball well, scoring Bargo for that RBI.
Kyle Halleck out to the mound now to a sweep.
I know the coaching staff has to be really proud of the performance of these players tonight. Been extremely consistent all across the board, offensively and defensively.
So here's Robin Villeneuve. Average is sitting at 450. 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Hasn't been a great weekend for him. Got back-to-back starts. Not in the lineup today, but now getting an AB with 2 outs in the inning with 2 on.
Like you said, Villeneuve hasn't had the weekend that he would have liked, but has done well so far in the season. 2 home runs, batting .450.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten the hits, but he's still gotten on base. A couple of walks on his line for the series. 5 walks on the year to 5 strikeouts, so he's just a tough at-bat no matter what. Counts 0-2. Penrod just misses on the fastball. 92. One-two delivery. Just outside to get on the fastball, 92.
Villeneuve knows what he wants, and he's waiting on it. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here. He's got an opportunity to put some more runs on the board for his team.
Penrod got ahead of this count, but Villeneuve, again, just a tough at-bat every time. Has run it full.
I mean, those last 3 pitches have been outside. Villeneuve not interested at all.
Three balls with 2 strikes is the count. Villeneuve has battled his way back. Pitch home, runners moving. Leaks one into left field, hard hit ball. Hard round is Ethan Payne. He is in. Tennessee adding on in the 6th.
What a quality at-bat by Villeneuve. He had a plan and he stuck to it. Had some really great takes and then sees this pitch and drives it in the 5-6 hole. Now runners on first and third.
For Tennessee, number 10, Cal, start.
Still runners on the corners for Tennessee. 13 runs, their most here on the weekend. Cal Stark gets an at-bat. Knoxville native. Stark likes the first pitch, shoots it up the middle. Add another run for the Volunteers. Stark, RBI single.
The production from this Tennessee bench, it's incredible. Able to pull these guys off and they come out and produce right away. That's huge.
That was a first pitch swing for Stark. Again, that's what you want, is competitive at-bats all across the board, and these guys are coming right in and performing competitively. So now Hunter High, a freshman, will get an at-bat. Be the 9th hitter here in this inning. It's a 4-run frame for Tennessee. Again, 9 runs, first 2 innings. And Tennessee had just won the next 3, but now again, floodgates are open here in the 6th.
And the production hasn't even been from the standard Tennessee lineup. It's been from the guys off the bench.
And some good situational hitting as well. 8 for 13 when runners in scoring position today for Tennessee. Haven't even needed all the home runs. They hit 4 Friday, 4 Saturday, just 1 today, but yeah, they don't need it.
They've scored more runs this game.
Still works.
Yeah, than they have in the previous games. That's what happens when you get out there and you know your role and you do it.
Off-speed fouled away from Hunter High. For his first hit, the freshman, he's 0 for 4 this season, a strikeout. Put a few in play. Two-two start. Penrod still searching for that out. He's allowed 2 hits so far. Penrod hits the zone, and that'll end the inning. High goes down looking. Tennessee 4 runs in the 6th. They're in the driver's seat as we head to the 7th. It's Baylor, 2 innings, gave up 3 runs, but had a really good comeback last Sunday against UAlbany. 2 innings, he only allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. But again, Tennessee, just the way this series has shaken up, they only threw 4 pitchers the first 2 days, so they just knew, you know, hey, we're going to get a lot of guys out there. We're going to let everyone pitch. And knowing Tony Vitale, I'd imagine Sechrist is not the only arm that throws this inning right here.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
There's still activity out in the Tennessee bullpen with the run rule being in effect. He has done 1 pitcher per out in a final inning before. It's not out of the equation.
Whatever you got to do to get your guys some experience. I've definitely been a part of something similar.
Sechrist, lots of experience, a senior leader on this team. See what role is in store for him once you get into conference play.
Sechrist preseason was asked about the pitching staff, what kind of staff they were. He said they had a lot of swag. They were very swaggy pitchers, and he said he had the most swag.
Okay. He's definitely confident. He's definitely a source of entertainment on the team as well. Good clubhouse guy. Good pitch there, just missed. Looked like Derek Mollick was about to call strike 3, had his arms in the air.
I thought maybe too. That was a
Take this out.
nice pitch. Maybe a little low in the zone. It was a nice frame, but
Gavin Gannon sends one up in the air. That's back at the wall, and it's into the porches. Gavin Gannon has left the yard, and homers off Sechrist.
Solo shot for the Falcons. Tennessee still in that run rule zone, though.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, David Silva.
Pitch hung just a little too sweet.
Three straight games of the home run for Bowling Green. Gannon keeping things going. Again, the Falcons, they want to have a good feeling going into conference play next weekend. That's how you finish it out to the end.
I do think that's so interesting that the Falcons have hit a home run in every single game, even when the best of the best was on the mound.
Yeah, and Sechrist is a solid arm. I mean, you don't just start the first 2 Sundays for no reason. He's certainly been touched up a bit so far this year. 4 innings now for Sechrist. He's given up 6 hits, 2 home runs, and 2 in a double.
And he's gotten ahead both times now on the hitters. Just got to be able to close it. Got to close the door here.
2-2, that's rocketed back up the middle. Back-to-back base hits for Bowling Green here to start the 7th.
Like I said, as a pitcher, when you get ahead, you've got to be able to shut it down.
Now batting the center fielder, number 8, Nathan Archer.
Again, Sechrist was really solid in his start last week against UAlbany. 2 nearly perfect innings. He only gave up a hit. Bowling Green has figured something out here against Sechrist. It's back-to-back sharp base hits. So back to the top of this Bowling Green order. Nathan Archer trying to bring some life back to the Falcons. Again, they're down to their final 3 outs where they stand.
Nice breaking ball there by Sechrist. I love that even after the home run and the base hit, he's still coming in and hammering the zone. Still getting ahead.
Archer 0 for 2. Did walk back in the 3rd. And Sechrist way off. Two, that's off as well. It was the fastball that time from Sechrist. That velo about 86, 88, maybe 89. High 80s. That 2-2 outside. Did check the swing. Counts run full now. Sechrist in danger, playing the first 3 Falcons aboard. Good battle here with Nathan Archer.
Check to see if he swung. He did not.
Big 3-2 pitch from Sechrist. Got him swinging.
That's another K for Queso.
That's exactly what you want to see from your...
And here we'll step in now to the 7th. Runner on and 1 down. It's DJ Newman, wastes no time, he's on. Base hit.
DJ Newman not having the offensive weekend that he's used to, but still getting a little bit of production in with that solo shot the other night, and now this single to keep the team alive.
2 on for the Falcons and 1 down. Sam Seidel, he's 0 for 3. Can make something happen, though. A couple of Falcons aboard. Hundley misses. That's a fastball. Did not pitch last year took a red shirt, Hundley did. Mount Juliet, Tennessee's younger brother of former All-American Tennessee pitcher Sean Hundley.
Nice off speed by Hundley.
Seidel, rocket down the line. It's going to get to the corner. Hard round from third. One Falcon home. Here's the relay at the plate. Two Falcons in. 2 RBI triple for Seidel. Bowling Green is now past the run rule.
Bowling Green did not want to get run ruled again. Seidel ripping this ball down the right field line. It goes all the way to the corner. Scoring 3 runs now in the top of the 7th to keep the Falcons alive.
Big time inning here for Bowling Green. 3 runs down to the brink. Home run from Gavin Ganoon off Xander Sechrist, and now Hundley is coming and allowed 2 base hits right off the bat. Yeah, not a lot of quit in these Falcons bats.
Goes back to what Coach Halleck said about this team. They have a lot of fight and a lot of mental toughness. They're not someone who is going to lay down easily.
Coach Halleck dialed in, as I like what he's seen here in the 7th. Cooper McKenzie can add another. See if Hundley can reach in and not grabbing out. Anything deep enough here is going to score another run.
Best option, definitely the strikeout, but if they could get something on the infield, on the ground, keep that runner at third.
Bad 3-2 just misses from Hundley, and now 2 aboard.
Now batting the left fielder, number 40, Caden Parker.
Nate Snead's getting loose in the bullpen for Tennessee.
Not a bad miss by Hundley. He's just right there, barely missing that outside corner.
It's Caden Parker, chopper up the middle. Ball got loose. Everyone's safe. Sam Seidel scores. It's now 4 in the inning for Bowling Green.
That's tough. Brad Keylori tries to make the tag, but ball gets knocked out. Actually, it looks like he may have never even had control of it.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where he had his mind on the runner. Instead of getting 2 outs, he got 1. Another chance for redemption. There's the double play. Hey, damage done from Bowling Green. 4 runs to stay alive as we stretch it out a notch with more non-conference games coming up at home next week, and then 1 more midweek before they go to Tuscaloosa. This is a massive home stretch for Tennessee. They're going to enjoy 15 straight. This is 8 of 15 in a row here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
It's always so nice as a team early on, getting to play at home, getting to get a lot of your guys different experience. And it's so much easier when it is at home. You feel comfortable. It's your home field where you're used to practicing. You know how the ball's going to play off the wall, used to the turf. We've seen some instances now where Bowling Green hasn't been used to this turf. Some balls have skipped away from McKenzie behind the plate.
Tennessee did not get the run rule at the top of this inning. Would have been their third straight run rule. Instead, now continue to battle here in the home half of the 7th. And Laurie goes down swinging. Good pitch from Penrod.
Great pitch by Penrod, riding off of that momentum from the offensive production from his team the previous inning.
Dylan Dreiling has not exited this game. He's 2 for 4. And that's called strike 1.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That looked a little too far off the plate, in my opinion.
Dreiling an RBI double for him in the first, and then a 3-run homer back in the second. One of the lone starters remaining in this Tennessee lineup. And no matter how this final score does go down, it's been a successful weekend for the Tennessee offense.
Definitely. I know the coaching staff has got to be proud of this team and what they've done this weekend. But still some things that they can learn from, definitely things they can build on going into next week.
Dreiling will take over at first.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 16, Dalton Bargo.
Dalton Bargo. Even Dreiling still in this lineup. Bargo had an RBI double an inning ago. It was 4 runs for Tennessee in the 6th, and then Bowling Green completely erased them half inning later. A lot of fight in this Falcon bunch. Still keeping themselves around in this game. Bargo enjoying a 2 RBI afternoon. He's 2 for 4.
You can tell that this Falcons team, they really have each other's backs, and that's part of what Coach Halleck has really tried to hammer into this team is the notion of the we over me. He said baseball, the game can be so individualized sometimes with the numbers and rankings now, and in travel ball, you know, who's this player and this is where they're ranked, and top 50 in the country 12-year-olds. It's crazy what all's going on now. But he said that they try not to look at individual numbers, but rather what do we do well as a team and how can we expand on that?
That team aspect's so important down in that dugout. Cal Halleck likes the bunch he has. It'll be exciting for them to get rolling in MAC play. Good rip from Bargo, a 3-hit afternoon. 2 Volunteers aboard.
Bargo and Dreiling, not always your everyday starters, but every time they have come up to the plate this game, they have made an impact, been really good so far.
Ethan Payne will get another at-bat. He stepped in and got a single back in the 6th as a part of that 4-run inning. A big reason why Volunteers were able to put up some good numbers. Got 2 hits and 5 at-bats this season. That's a lot of experience paying off. And not a guy who expects to be an everyday type of hitter, but one that does carry a lot of career games with this Tennessee team in a Volunteer uniform. An off-speed in there, 0-2 start. We'll see how he crawls out. Penrod has pitched 2/3. No runs charged to him yet. He's given up 3 hits. Payne, rocket into right. That drops in. Back-to-back base hits. The throw in as Dreiling heading home. Didn't slide, but gets in.
Tennessee answering the Falcons' runs last inning, said we're going to put up a few more of our own. Ethan Payne goes down and gets this ball and lines it, allowing Dreiling to stand up safely.
Now batting the center
How about
fielder,
Ethan Payne now, 2 for 2 in this one. He's 3 for 6 on the year. Maybe earning a few more ABs in his future.
What you call an icon, is it? Start a record label, make just did it.
Colby Backus walked in his last appearance. Just 1 out, 2 aboard. It is, again, still run rule situation. It's hard to keep up with a little bit, but the winning run for Tennessee is on second. Again, that was new rule enacted last season for the 2023 season. For SEC play, automatic run rule. Non-conference play, it's got to be agreed upon. It's typically up to the non-conference away coach. Off speed. Backus drops it in. It's down the line. It's rolling for the corner. Here comes the round from third for Bargo. He's in. Payne is going to add another, and that should do it for Tennessee here this weekend. And it will be. That's the run rule winner. A sweep for the Big Orange.
Colby